Hello, everybody. Welcome to Martial Olympiad, week 3, because we're going back in time, baby. I'm here, System Belmont, with my sweet, sweet co-host, Violent Blue.
Hello, everybody.
Back for some hot EU Div A action from the past.
And the best of Div A, the creme de la creme.
That it is. We have some hot Worlds teams coming in here, trying to assert dominance in this division.
So we're going to be watching EONtatoes today taking on the first Jaguar guards. Both teams are getting ready in the queues, lining up their teams. The first game will be taking place on Tourmaline. Conquest is the game. Match number 1 is the only game that is going to take place on Tourmaline. From Tourmaline for matches 2 and 3, we will go to Caustic and Domination. And for 4 and 5, we have map elimination. The teams will decide where they go, but the mode will definitely be Conquest.
Yeah, I know there's been a lot of teams waiting to see these two play again, so especially watching them in this Tourmaline drop where teams like to fight hot on that one side between Theta and Epsilon. Should be interesting to see. Actually, I wonder. See if they want to do map ban right now. Get that out of the way.
Currently waiting for one player to fill in. There we go. And it's now time for Team 1 to choose their lances.
Get this ball rolling.
Sounds good. Starting lineup for Eon. Looks to be Lizzie, DeRed goes to Faster, Jay-Z, Buria, Cuber, Den Airwalker, Colonel O'Neill, and Seco. On first Jaguar guards, we've got Krasnopesky, Boss, Pasha, Grolsch, Dogger A7X, AK 75, Dario 03, and Data.
Yeah, I almost had the chance to meet Kras and Pasha when I was at the MetCon, but I had to leave early, which blew everything, so I didn't get to say hi.
They were really busy. I noticed that I had a chance to talk to somebody on one of the competitive teams that I've had a chance to practice with, but the teams were really busy. Not only that, but really tired. It's a really long stretch. This year at MetCon, they basically broke it out into 2 days. It was really just hellish to have one whole day with everything going so quickly, teams coming in from all over the world, and just a little bit of jet lag for some of the players coming from long distances.
Yeah, definitely a pain in the ass.
Excellent. It's an incredibly tough division. You'll see teams, they're world champions, go in there and they're playing up against the best. It's the best versus the best. So in some cases, you really don't know how it's going to turn out. Okay. Moonlighting. Okay. I was okay. That sounds great. Moonlighting. I get you now. I think true, and I think it's great. You get these players, some of them go in and play around with other teams, just having fun, letting loose a little bit. In other cases, they're going in for a different experience. Sometimes they'll go and mentor other teams, which is fantastic. I know I've been benefit of some of that expertise from higher level teams.
Yeah, we got Lizzie from Eon banning River City right out the gate, not wanting to play on that fun city map.
God, would love to see that.
Which is a lot nicer now that they have fixed that map, so it does help.
Got some great ramps there for if you don't have jump jets, you don't end up lumbering around in the water for ages.
Yeah, that's right. And a little bit more rocks around Theta. Bog being taken out by Krasnopesky and Terra Therma. Aw, no hot maps. Come on, guys.
Come on!
Ah, no Rubelites. We are playing on Alpine Peaks.
Ooh, the cold map it is.
Not a bad thing, because they're playing Tourmaline and Caustic. Then finish up on a cold map would be a nice touch. It's like Christmas time.
It is. It's a little Christmas in April?
April, yeah.
Works for me.
It's second Christmas.
Some great points on Alpoint to snipe from. All right, we see the team setting their lances right now.
Yeah, it's good to see, because like JGX has been a Oceanic team for a long time, doing well in their divisions, with Eon basically owning the EU Div A region for so long back in MRBC days. As well as like RGF and Phoenix Legion being in the EU Div as well, and playing hard in those divs for so long. It's interesting to see these teams, make the changes they've made and come and stay where they're at, or get better in JGX's case. Just wish we could get more crossover NA EU matches, but that's basically what Black Omen is, so.
I know that even in my group we have we've got separate groupings for the Europeans. A lot of times the issues just come down to time zones, quite simply.
Yeah.
Krasno checking on it, just saying, how goes them fancy lads, is Eon, giving a little bit of ribbing to Eon. And there we have the first Jaguar moving into their lances, getting set up.
Yeah, just getting things done beforehand. Ain't no
Either
one got
that,
time for that.
I don't know. It looks like they're just randomly moving everybody everywhere.
Just showing them what they should be doing.
Give them the gears.
Yeah.
And Eon is indicating that they are now set. So if we can get Kraz, I'm pretty sure has the plan well in hand, and we'll be moving people around quickly here.
Although I guess anybody living in the EU time is Guten Tag time. I don't know enough Russian, so I can't help you there. Sorry.
I really don't know any Russian, so.
I know Das Vidanya.
Das Vidanya, okay.
Basically,
I have
goodbye.
a petit peu français, but that's about it.
We're working on the bilingual games for the EU divs and stuff. Yeah, it's not working out very well. Sorry.
No, apparently not.
Although if we get some subtitles, that would work too.
That would be good. We need some a little subtitles going on.
Oh, we'll get the pikey subtitles. That's
Have Have you seen the closed captioning in a lot of the streams that are going on system?
I've actually only seen it on Ashlands. It's the only time I've
Yeah,
seen it happen, so it was interesting to see. I'm glad to see it too.
it's great to see. I've actually been in a few Discord channels where people have commented on the fact that they're taking advantage of that, that they need that. They have issues with hearing, and having the closed captioning on the streams has actually really made the experience a lot better for them.
Well, there's a lot of cases where even I'm either only listening to something on my phone, or I'm in the other place where I'm only reading and I don't want to hear the sound. So it's good to see
True.
when I'm watching something.
Yeah. Also, as you get older, like me, as you get older, then basically some things just sort of come through muted. You don't quite hear them. So getting the words on screen is actually kind of nice. I've now been watching all the Star Treks in closed captioning.
I wonder. That might be interesting in closed caption.
It is good. All right, and we are set and dropping.
Do we have... Oh, yeah, time of day doesn't matter.
We will be dropping on all green, and here we go. We are green, and we are good to go. All right, we're on the right map. We're on the right day. We're with the right teams. This is good, system. We're starting ahead of the game today. Tourmaline Conquest, that hot map. You cannot just win this by kills. Conquest is a very important part of this map. It's big enough that if your team gets behind and you only have some big sluggish assaults in the end, you could have a problem. So both teams will have to keep that in mind.
Alright, well let me walk you through who's about to drop in front of me from Eon Synergy. I got Den Airwalker and an Annihilator, Kujubert in Annihilator 1P as well, Execo in the last Annihilator in for drop 1, Buria in the Vulcan 5T, heading for Epsilon. If we go further over, I got Lizzie in the Direwolf Prime and 2 Nightjars for Colonel O'Neill and Jay-Z, and Da Red in the Wolfhound R, heading to back Cap Gamma. So what do you got on the first Jaguar side?
Well, I can see they've also brought a couple of Annihilators in. Ak and Boss both in the Annihilators. Hellbringer for Data, Bloodass for Krasnopesky. The Flea, going to be a great capping mech here. A Summoner for Pasha, also a great long-range mech. And the Nightjar. So seeing a couple of crossovers here. Good mechs for this map. And we've got, I can see First Jaguar Guards taking up some positions here, moving their team around, and they've picked up Theta. An interesting move, going straight in for that Theta cab and moving over to Epsilon as well. They haven't even picked up Sigma, not even looking at Kappa right now.
Yeah, I like where they got Kras and Pasha going here on Epsilon, trying to almost create a crossfire from where the normal point where teams fight across. So, not a bad idea. Interesting with all the long ER large lasers here, too. You don't usually see that in the NA divs, so usually just a lot of DACA or ER PPC fire.
Yeah, and now we can see one of the Jaguar mechs sneaking around to Sigma, picking it up now that they've found their positions.
I mean, it is a smart move to take the caps. If they're there, you take them, and you don't have to sweat it at the end.
Dario easily picking up that Sigma cap in the Flea. And they now have their third cap point. Definitely an advantage on this map.
Well, they could easily get Kappa too on the map, and they got 2 guys way in the back.
They do. The only person really taking a lot of damage at this point is Ak and the Annihilator from First Jaguar.
Yeah, Boss Dargor and Data way in the back here. This is great positioning by JGX, actually.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I don't know how the damage works on that side, but I mean, they're still putting in work.
Yep, both teams extremely strategic. We've got Data up high, shooting in that Hellbringer.
Yeah, watching the action here at Epsilon, the Red and Buria trying to push on Pasha and Kras. Might not go well for them with losing out on that tonnage heavily.
True. There's a group moving. We've got some Eon, a great big Eon group moving right over to Epsilon, and only those two. We've got Kraz and Pasha. As you said, they could have a problem. That being the case, actually looks like Eon's backing off. It looks like they're more positioning as opposed to chasing those two, but they could easily turn, and Kraz and Pasha could be in trouble very quickly.
Yeah, it's kind of what it looked like they were about to do, but
Kraz showing his hand, shooting around that corner. They now know he's there.
it's hard to say who's winning this. I mean, there's a lot of good trades, a lot of hurt guys on JGX, but they still have, like you say, Boss Data and Dario in great health.
Yeah, they're winning the cap war. The trades are going well for both teams. But yes, first Jag, it's just marginal. There's no way you could call it at this point. We now have 3 mechs moving in from Eon into Epsilon. So Pasha, Kraz goes down. Unfortunately, that blood-ass Pasha now in trouble because he's going to find himself with 2 mechs, possibly 3 on him, and he's at 54%. Let's see if he can take one down before he goes. No, Summoner goes down. In the meantime, that cap race is starting to look pretty bad for Eon. They're going to have to take care of that soon.
Yeah, they're definitely got to do something quickly. You can see the JZ. I know Lizzie went down. JZ, Qbert, and Buria, even Colonel O'Neill in bad shape here. Like, whereas only the Annihilators are hurting on the JGX side.
Do you get the feeling that First Jaguar is really just holding the time here, taking those caps and hoping that they're going to be stacking their odds with that Conquest win?
It does seem like it's what they're trying to do, and it's not a bad thing to do here. You can see with these Annihilators kind of ducking out, so trying to make Eon push over so that they can get the other guys, get their firing lines going.
Yeah, and that fleet, Dario and the fleet still at 99%, so they've got a good solid capping mech to help them keep those points. And they're guarding them. They are not taking a chance on them, but there's Dario over a Gamma, picking up that valuable point for First Jaguar.
Yeah, there we go. For First Jaguar X, evening out the odds here. Yeah, Eon is in a bad place with those mech numbers. Like I said, JGX still looking solid with their health. And hiding the Annihilators. Not a bad idea at all.
Nope, seems to be working well for them. Boss takes a bit of a strike there, but only down to 74%. And we are now getting to the critical point. We've got 4 cap points for First Jaguar, and they've reached the 500 mark. That's critical.
Yeah, Colonel going down. Not a good thing. He was kind of out in the open, though. And Buria was trying to put that strike on Boss.
Yeah. Neither team going in for any kind of brawl here. Both teams just taking their time, standing back, shooting at each other, picking up those cap points. We can now see Eon taking some taking steps to pick up some cap points here. We see Theta going down. We see Kappa going down. So they're definitely aware of the risk there, and they're basically doing what they can to mitigate it.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one with this far in the cap lead. 2 left.
It's a tough one. It's almost quiet on the battlefield here. Both teams holding their positions. It's almost like they're waiting to see what the capping mechs are going to do.
Yeah, Dario got eyes on Buria. He's going, oh, and Boss coming in for the kill.
Dario going back for Theta again, and is he going to? Does he see? Yeah. Picking up Theta again. It's looking like we've got the First Jaguar guards in a lead that's really just going to be too much to overcome for Eon Synergy.
Yeah, you know they know where Execo is too, so it'll be just a matter of time. I think Dario's going to come in here and try and flank him. Or maybe he's going to cap.
I don't know. Maybe he's going. Dario coming in. He's approaching.
He's just going super wide.
Around
That's
the
what
back
he's doing.
Yeah, he is. He doesn't. Is he going to take on that Annihilator?
Beautifully took off that other shoulder.
That Annihilator down to 34%, but he might just try and take him. Oh, he's going to give him a couple shots in the back to remind him to turn around. And they're going to take him from both sides. They're going for the kills now.
Just trying to survive there. Now the red coming in.
Yeah, and red coming in, and he is going to just face the music here. He can see what's happening.
Yeah, that was a great match by JGX
Yeah,
on that
beautifully played. Beautifully played. Nobody even touching noses on that one. Very, very great long-range game.
That was a beautiful one. Let's run me through those damage numbers.
Oh, some great damage here, as we can see on the first Jag side, with their let's see, high score going to Boss. Data not far behind with 721, so 790 to Boss. Good score overall. Obviously, Dario, they're capping the capping hero, and the rest of them really up in the high 300s, 400s. Whereas on the other side, now we can look at some of the, there's some good damage scores on the EONtatoes side, but really this was a lot of this went to the capping strategy. There really wasn't a way for them to overcome that. They had those 3 big annihilators in there, and only Lizzie and the Direwolf capping, making it over 504 damage. But yeah, definitely Dario key to this game, uh, for first Jaguar guards, and the rest of the team doing a great job in their positions holding off EONtatoes. All right, so the teams are going to adjust for the next map. We go on to Caustic Valley, another nice hot map, domination style this time. And the teams will maintain their position. I will just adjust the maps. There we go.
One of my favorite maps.
Well, I'm afraid you're going to be disappointed because we have alternatives for the for the last 2 games.
That is correct. Yeah.
All right. Teams getting into place. They will, team number 1, EONtatoes, will set their lances first. Once their lances are set, we will see the first Jaguar guards setting their lances second, all green, and we will drop on Caustic Valley domination. So this is an interesting map. This is this is one of my favorite brawl maps because you can basically get 2 teams just clashing on one side, or better yet, right in the middle up top, because it is hot in there. It's a challenge to keep your mech alive in this hot, hot map, and I just love it. Kind of longing for Terra Therma now, Belmont.
Yeah. Living the dream. Someone telling me in chat, or someone talking in chat, that this is the Canadian map, Tourmaline Desert.
Tourmaline or Caustic?
Tourmaline, Admiral Booty Call. Or is he talking about Bog? Maybe he's talking about Bog.
She, Admiral Booty calls a she.
It is she.
But there is actually only one desert climate in Canada. It's in the Okanagan, in an area on the Canadian border. So in British Columbia, sort of the southeastern British Columbia. It's called a Soyuz. It's right on the American border.
What?
Beautiful. That is the only official desert climate in Canada. And desert means a lot of things with regard to the amount of sun, the amount of rain. But it's a gorgeous area, lots of vineyards, orchards. You can tell I might have actually been there before. One of my favorite vacation spots locally in British Columbia.
So what's Kamloops? Kamloops is a freaking desert to me.
Kamloops, well, and again, these are official desert climate categories, yeah. Right? So it's quite different. Kamloops has Kamloops definitely has a little bit more rain than Osoyoos does, and the terrain is very different. You can see it in the plants.
It is, dude. It's a beautiful
It's
place. Nice little triple
yeah,
valley there. But it's, yeah, every time I've gone there, it's plus 37, plus 39.
yeah,
It's a
you'll
death trap.
absolutely see that there. And oh, it's and again, like lots of orchards. It's a great place for growing fruit. It's just fantastic. My favorite time of year is right around June, early July. As soon as they hit cherry season, gorgeous. All right, so waiting on Eon here. They're filling in one spot, setting their lances. All of us holding patiently, talking about cherries until they get set. But that was a great first game system. I really love seeing those games where the mechs, really that's a strategy game. That's not a let's get in there and just brawl that you're used to. That is one of the things that you see with the higher level teams is there's a strategy, there are positions, and they really are going to use the mechs right down to the very last.
Well, yeah, looking at the map strat here, since we're talking about it, let's put some people up here. You had the Annihilators on Alpha. You had Crass and who the hell was it? Crass and who was it? It wasn't Pasha.
Pasha, Crass
Was
and
it them
Pasha.
together heading to Epsilon?
Yep. Yeah.
You had Boss and F5, I believe. Somebody else there with him, and then somebody up in the tower, the G5 corner there, and then Dario. The Dario.
No, Dario was the capper.
Yeah, Dario was the flea capping, going to get Sigma and
Yep.
Kappa, Gamma.
Yeah, just a beautiful job with that. And they went straight in for Theta. And then once they got Theta, they kind of took their time before going back and getting the first cap point that was in their area because they had it well guarded. So they basically had that wall of mechs there, the annihilation wall, and they basically just and at that point they're like, yeah, it's great, go back and cap that. No risk cap.
Yeah, you could see what Eon was trying to do. Like you said, baiting everybody into that D5 area where they hop over that ridge and have a kill line there in the
Yes.
C5, D5, D6, C6 box, which a lot of teams have been trying to do. It's tough, right? Because you want
It
to push
is.
that hill.
First Jaguar had
do a
none
good
of it.
job. Yeah, JGX was having none of it, and a lot
Yeah.
of good sight lines on where they were. So great job by them. Like I pulling that D3 line towards Epsilon. I think that was the greatest thing they did. So you could get eyes down the range from a side no one really goes to. So most people just go there to cap. Although, now that we speak of it, I will use a different color for it. Right over here, where all my purple arrows are, there's a death trap. By death trap, I mean there's an invisible wall that I know of. I don't know if it's been fixed yet. I ended up there in practice one time way back with Verite, and I ended up shooting this wall, and you could blatantly see it as a wall above the terrain. And yeah, we looked at it, played around with it for a little bit, and then I can't remember if we said anything to Piranha, but probably should have.
All right, Eon sitting back, having a moment, drinking a coffee, having some biscuits. Somebody's obviously gone for donuts. We're still waiting for one of their players to drop in. There we
Yeah,
go.
he had to get the donuts a little faster.
I guess so.
Damn it, Red.
Yeah, that's what happens when you're not in Canada and there's a Tim Hortons every corner.
3 minutes walking distance.
Tim Hortons rule. We'd like to open a franchise. Well, is there one 3 minutes away from you? No, go ahead. Krasno inquiring as to whether Eon is good. Again, giving them the gears for taking a little bit of time figuring out their lances. And because they do have to wait for Eon to set their lances until and they cannot they basically cannot do anything until that happens.
Yeah, you can see them getting impatient. Like I said, Crass knows the rules, so he knows there's a 5-minute drop time between drops.
Yes.
I'd like to say something, put that in chat. But you know, it's Eon and it's Crass. He knows he's the boss man of all these rules and
Yep.
stuff. If he doesn't want to say it, I won't. I'm not going to push Eon
Yeah.
into. Hey guys, you're past your 5 minutes. Let's move it along here.
Well, we don't have to do that because they know, but we could, if it gets carried away, we could make a little bit of a note here because both teams certainly certainly ramped up, wanting to go. Krasno, sitting and waiting for the other team is never your favorite thing to do. You want to get into that next match. Can you give us a time? Maybe we'll have a look at that next time we go in. We'll start a timer on it and just make sure we keep things within reason.
Well, it was definitely a lot more kosher in the MRBC. Oh, they are set now. Because the MRBC gave you 15 minutes, so you could drop them, between maps and the drop, you could then look at your plans again, how you're going to play it, get everybody on the same page, then put them in Lance, then set. So it was a nice time. You didn't have to do it all before the match. But now with this, it's supposed to be the 5 minute for Team 1, then 5 minutes for Team 2. It doesn't give you a lot of time. But it's also, you should have your stuff organized beforehand, in theory.
Reasonably, but I think one of the rules that's making it a little bit more challenging for the teams, especially when we get into maps 4 and 5, which isn't decided beforehand. Maps 4 and 5, trying to figure out which mechs you want to bring, because you can only bring one chassis 3 times. And so it's not like you can basically sit and have everything. Yes. Oh yeah, 5 minutes, damn it. Red had 5 minutes to get those damn donuts.
Never.
But yeah, we do go on all green. Each team has 5 minutes to set.
Yeah, we're just waiting for JGX to set their guys.
Yeah. So yeah. We'll get them set. We'll drop on green into Caustic Valley, and I am just dying to see what strategy these two teams come up with and how they counter it. But again, sometimes in those later matches, you see them hesitating as they're trying to figure out what mechs they want to bring. On a competitive team, here we go. We are all green and we are go.
I like seeing oddball strategies come to fruition and work. Just checking the detail on these satellite carts. Tanks.
All right. And
there's no belts on these things. But leaving the welds behind, on the Eon Synergy side, I have Lizzie in the champion, Colonel Neil, ex-Chico, and Den Airwalker and linebacker, Prime D and an A, as well as Cubert, an Assassin, JZ and a Vulcan, Buria and a Piranha 1, and Red and a Piranha 1. And I know these two are dangerous in the Piranhas. What do you got on the JGX side?
Oh, JGX taking advantage of that. Two of my favorite mechs here, the linebacker and the assassin, 3 and 3, also taking a Vulcan and a Piranha. But those are great mechs for this map. Maneuvering around those rocks is incredibly important if you get into a brawl situation, and those linebackers and assassins maneuver beautifully.
Yeah.
Both teams grouping up, a little bit more spread for JGX on their side, taking up their positions. Oh, these teams are going to brawl.
Yeah, I was going to say this is going to be a brawl.
Oh, in it goes, crossing over. Oh, it is, and they are all in.
Oh, Colonel O'Neill is deep in there already. He's going to be a hard target.
It's going to go fast and furious here. Try and keep track if you can. But they are all in there.
Yeah, Colonel going down first on the Eon side.
Yeah, and you can see some focusing happening. Pasha being focused on in that linebacker. And now we have Jaguar down. Boom, boom, boom. Lizzie looking like these. Oh, there goes Lizzie. Well, let's just sit back and watch the next 60 seconds because this may be it.
Sweet lord. Yeah, you can see Red and his Piranha trying to finish a lot of these mechs. He's out there trying to finish Crass. Same with Buria, trying to finish Data. Going getting him.
Those assassins whipping around there, it's like a hurricane of assassins. And on the JGX side, that linebacker, Siko over on the side there in the linebacker. Oh, we've got Buria and the Piranha going after Navin and the assassin. He's going right into his back. Navin down to 46%, moving away, and down he goes. Hubert down. Oh, my God. Both sides dead, almost dead even here.
Yeah, this is still pretty close. Yeah, Red going down.
It is a gorgeous, gorgeous massacre here. Pure brawl in the center.
There are so many UAVs up for no reason.
Yep. And we are down to the last two mechs. Jay-Z versus Dario. Both of them 60%.
Oh, Jay-Z shut
Dario
down.
just a little healthier. Jay-Z shut down, and he is going to
Oh,
pay.
my lord. That's almost a throw. Doing what Pilot did to us. Sorry, Pilot.
The fast and the furious.
That was beautiful.
That was beautiful and ugly at the same time.
So ugly. Both
teams just so you can see almost from the scores who went down first, second, third. Pasha and Colonel O'Neill first to go down, so they're the ones with the lowest scores. The other teams, in the end, JZ doing 475, and the one lone survivor Dario in the Piranha doing 370, but taking those strategic shots and staying alive to the end. That was close.
That was so close.
That was beautiful. They were 2-1. And then it was... That went so fast. There's no way you could have predicted who was going to from the get-go. You just saw both teams go in there and just clash. Gorgeous, gorgeous brawl.
And as you are busy moving teams around, I will do a sweet, sweet giveaway for the give away a mech bay to the people.
Love those mech bays. A place to keep your sweet, sweet mech. Those mech bays come complete with your own mechanic that can fix your mech at the end of every game. Yes, even the worst damage can be fixed in your mech bay. Highly valuable. I highly recommend you enter the draw.
You're not on here?
Sorry?
You're not watching the stream?
I am not. No, I'm swapping mechs around. Why?
Checking. Well, you're not in here, so I don't have to remove you then.
I didn't try to. Oh yeah. Oh, I see.
No problem. Well, it's mech bay giveaway for the people.
What do you mean I can't for the people? Apparently, I'm not one of the people.
Nope. We are the not allowed.
We are the not allowed. Okay, that's cool. I've never been called that before, but I'll go with it. So both teams switch sides, so the positioning advantage is not experienced by any given team. Same map, same mode. Let's see if they do this brawl again. Of course, they can't bring the same mechs. They especially just checking out JGX, they have no more linebackers and assassins left over, but there are lots of mechs, lots of chassis that do phenomenally. And of course, when you're one of the top pilots in the world in this game, you probably have pretty much every chassis, and certainly it won't be a challenge for them to choose.
Well, in the meantime, Lermgod, my friend, you have won a mech bay, so holler at me, System Belmont. By holler, I mean whisper.
Congratulations, Lermgod. Well,
And by
the holler
by
whisper.
holler, it sucks. If anybody remembers Clone High, or I'll just leave that reference in the closet.
I'm just kind of wondering what that was, but I didn't hear it properly, so I'll just let it go.
Okay, good. Well, Lermgod, you got something to win. And be excited for Drop 3. Hopefully there will be a new brawl with all new mechs. My MOR chat time link.
I don't even know. You would have to slow-mo that entire game to figure out what happened there because things were going so quickly. I want to know what the calls were there because obviously there was some serious focus fire. You could see this, you could see the percentages going down on one mech on each side as each team chose somebody to take down. And yeah, that was beautifully done by both teams. We'll see if they pick that up in the second round.
Yeah.
Definitely some changes in mechs, and possibly we'll see if they bring in any new players. A couple of players being rotated.
There was probably a lot of yelling going on there.
Yeah.
As the Eon side was probably waiting for calls on mechs to see who was close to being which components on which mech were being close to be destroyed. Those piranhas could go in there and finish. Because I can't remember. I think it's either Lermgod or somebody else as well. I was watching, and I've cast before, and they are just unbelievable in the piranha as a finishing mech. Just going in there and cleaning up what the rest of the team has done. Like sometimes they just do great work. You just got to know when and how to engage.
Yeah. Dario's had 2 great games in a row, being a key part of the wins there. In the first game with that with the capping, and in the second game with that staying alive to the end.
I was Jay-Z who was throwing at the end there. I thought so.
Yeah, it was Jay-Z versus Dario.
Yeah. Skin of the teeth finish.
Definitely.
Jay-Z, beautiful 475 damage in that match. Almost winning it for them.
I don't know about you, System, but when I play games like that, I find them, it's a feast or famine. If you're on the winning side, you're like, yeah, we did it. You know, it's awesome. We fought in there. And if you're on the losing side, it's just so close. And it's it's such a fast moving type of strategy that there's almost no strategy, really. It's coming down to pure pilot instinct and really what quality pilot you have, the talent that is out there, and how quickly they take down those mechs that are, whether they hit a side torso instead of the center torso to take the mech out if they miss, whether they take out a leg, they miss the other leg. It's really really fast. I would think that you would get, you know, for like game 1 you've got more of a, yeah, that was our strategy, we played it out, we had a chance, these were the mistakes we made, whereas the second match it's just boom.
Yeah, going into certain matches like that is definitely not only a cluster F, but it's just how you put it down.
Yep.
Lermgod just let me know he is the Pog champ. He doesn't know the Pogs that I had. I had some beautiful slammers in my day.
Qu'est-ce que c'est Pog? What is a Pog?
Pog were those little circular cardboard discs, and you had like metal slammers. You just stack up the pogs. You took your slammer with 2 fingers, lift it up, and toss it down on top of the pile. And whichever one's flipped over, you got them.
Excellent.
It was before Pokemon, so it was a rough time back then. There was marbles and pogs. But you got different type of slammers with holographics. Or I had one that looked like a shuriken. I had one that had sharp edges, and one bent edge from factory. It was beauty.
Sounds fascinating. I was collecting stickers because they were cute. We have Team 1 set now. JGX is set, waiting on Eon again. Hopefully nobody went for donuts this time, or they have enough to last them for the next few games. That would be nice.
John the Russian might be correct. Lermdog is a bot, so I might have to re-roll that one. Sorry, bud.
Lermdog?
That's what he said.
Well, if it doesn't happen, then...
He is part of that Russian AI, so I don't know if you should get it. It's true. That's what happens when you get those sweet NVIDIA GPUs. Oh yeah, so we are Team 1 locked, yep. I haven't been paying enough attention here.
Set, waiting on to red.
Yes, we are all good to go then.
Good.
He's obviously getting coffee for his donuts to dip them in now.
Yeah, a little double from Tim.
Take your fee at 500. Speed it up. Put a turbo on that thing. Come on. So that's okay, boys. I gotta get coffee on this run. Make that car go faster.
All right, we are green on both sides and launching now. LearnBot seems legit. This is drop 3 domination on Caustic Valley. Teams have switched sides. First match was an all-out brawl. We'll have to see what they decide to do. It's a limited tonnage here, 350 to 375 max, and no lock-on weapons for this, obviously, because, well, I would just love to bring my Street Crow out for a game like this, but not allowed.
Fair, if you're wondering what my 288 is. .288 Mech Infantry Squad Death from Sideways is because of whoever was running the stream when Bandit was on, since he had it all wrong. I thought it was funny.
Command, coming in. Capture the target area and engage any hostile.
But this time I will tell you what First Jaguar Guard is bringing with Grolsch and Gogil in Arctic Wolves. You got Kras and Navid from D5 in the Vulcan 5Ts. Pasha and a BJ3, an interesting pick for this one. Data and the Nightgyre. Dargor and Nightgyre as well. You have on the Eon Synergy side.
Oh, we have a total mixed bag here. We have Colonel O'Neill in the Kintaro, as well as Lermgod, so 2 Kintaros. We've got an Assassin, Assassin for Qbert, Vulcan for JZ, Piranha for Dan Airwalker, MDD, Mad Dog for Lizzie, and the Mistlinks for Burya. Good little mech for this. And the Victor for the Red Goes Faster?
Yeah, it looks like they're going to try and bait them back out. Victor's a weird choice, but Kintaro 18s are OP if you use them right, so...
Oh, Kintaro 18s have got some really great things going on for them, so... And we can see the Red Goes Faster with that Victor climbing the mountain over on the side. Gonna get a nice little look at JGX. and definitely trying more for both teams trying more for a positioning game this time.
He's got that stone hammer in his hand as well. Tree AC-10 on the other. Keep forgetting I gotta search for paint jobs too. It's basically half my job. Buria being smart, trying to get good eyes on what JGX is doing over here. Not being spotted too.
Interesting. Eon just circling around that one area, checking it out, keeping nice space between their mechs.
Yeah.
Almost, except for that one bump.
Yeah, both teams being a lot more tentative and strategic this time around.
Definitely a couple positions. I see that Data and Pasha have those positions over there. And interestingly here, we've got Dan Airwalker sneaking around the back in that Piranha. He is up to something.
Yeah, he might be able to jump on Dargor right here. But he will, whereas he will have no backup, JGX will have tons. So it's a risky move.
Yeah, he's keeping an eye there. There are definitely a couple of mechs there, and he's shooting up to the mountain. I don't know that he knows that he's got a couple of mechs around the corner there.
Good spotting place, but definitely a dangerous place to be.
Definitely, and he's definitely being cautious. But there is a UAV up. So Pasha and Dan over in that area.
Oh, Lermgod getting hit dead on with a strike down to 88%. Just poor guy, full innocent civilian walking through, just getting blown up. Eon making the push here though. Trying to push on
Lots
Grols.
of UAVs up in the air. Everybody wants to know where the other one is. We've got Dan Airwalker taking on Gogil, but also Pasha in the Blackjack and Jaguar in the Nightjar just coming in there. I think he's going to bail. You know, you've got 3 mechs on you right there. No, he's still in it. He wants to get a shot in on that Nightjar, see if he can distract him a little bit, turn him, keep him from shooting up his team. And he's succeeding in doing that. He's definitely a nasty distraction. He's distracting 3 mechs in the back here.
Yeah, Dario did a great move there and tried to push some of them around. And then, yeah, with now Crass moving some of them out of the mix, letting the rest of the team open up to take some of them out. Oh, but...
And he takes the mech down with him.
Dario's sitting way in the back here, man. You gotta get in there, bud.
Dered trying to haul that Victor in there. Running into Pasha. Happy to take some shots at him. Pasha just finding a little bit of cover there. Looks like these two are going to have their own little private battle.
Yeah,
unless Data gets in there. Data being occupied right now by the Vulcan and the Mistlinks. Oh, down they go. Again, a close game. Let's see who they're targeting here.
Yeah, Gogil might be going down quick here between Jay-Z and the Buria.
Yep, Pasha getting back into it after Dered goes down.
Dario and that Piranha doing good work on Lermgod.
Yep.
I mean, it is interesting a bot playing this game as well as winning the giveaway. I mean, they do amazing things.
Just amazing.
Yeah, Buria doing what he can, but he is the last guy.
Buria the last one, and that Mistlinks, yeah, down to, and there we go.
Well played, won by JGX again.
Command is happy to hear of your success and achievements.
Yeah, right off the bat, it started with them making that push and just being caught off track to where they were and chasing. But yeah, they were
having a look at these teams and the damage. A little bit, we can see Lermgod over on Eon doing a really great job. There's some serious damage, 591 damage for the high score for the whole game, which is, again, like the scores you see on these games are not as high. There aren't as many mechs, and it's quite fast. But definitely with that Kintaro 18 making very, very good use of it. Unfortunately, not enough, because on the other side, you're seeing some great scores again, and really just great overall strategy from the players on JGX. 482 for Data, 476 for Grolsch, and Dargor, unfortunately, going down early in that night year and just not getting in there. How did that Victor work out for them? I'm just curious about that. The red in that Victor got a few points
Yeah,
in.
250 damage.
Yeah, 250.
Not substantial enough to bring in an 80-ton mech, but for what they were trying to do, I think it was an interesting idea. It just didn't get to pan out where they had to push. He was not the mech for what they were trying to do.
Yeah, I felt he got stuck in the back there for a little bit and really wasn't able to get some damage in while his team moved over to a different area.
Yeah, we got Jay-Z with 24, drinks managed, Burria with 13, Colonel with 11. No drinks, so nobody drinking over 10 on the JGX side, as they are, very strict with their policies. But taking that 3-0 lead, winning this one against EON, so very interesting matchup on that one.
Yeah, 3 very different matches here. We're going to switch and now we have the map ban.
Alpine.
And what are the results of the map ban? So for our final map, we will be going to the cold, delicious peaks of Alpine, and it will be Conquest. I like this map I really like this map for Conquest, because it's got a nasty cap point in the back that can do some really interesting things can happen, whether you send one person back or 2 people back. It's very interesting. Let's get that on. Excellent.
And my score thing broke again. Damn it.
No. Teams reorganizing. You can see some players dropping, some other players coming in. Krasno Pesky will be getting his team together. He has the first crack at setting lances, and then Eon. Sorry, looking at Jay-Z there with his tags. EONtatoes, the advantage because they get to set their lances second. Sometimes that can give that team a little insight into the strategy of the other team, and sometimes not so much. So we'll see if they are taking that into consideration. We're all set to go there, and we will wait for the teams to reform, get back into the group, and we'll see what they're going to do. So again, system, I really love the fact that we got 2 very different matches on Caustic there. Really like to see that.
Yeah, no, it was good to see the 2 different style of match. One's literally full brawl as it gets, and the next one, like I hate words for it. They sucked him in and then had all sorts of firing lines down and ready for them.
Yes. There was also some distraction going on there. We had a couple of mechs going in there, and really just at one point we had one late with 3 mechs around it, just sort of sucking them away from the rest of their team while their team repositioned. And things like that, that's what reduces your damage, right? You want to reduce the damage of the other team, and make sure that they don't have opportunities to distract them while your team's getting shots on them or taking the other remaining mechs down with an unfair advantage because they've got more players going against them.
This one. Let me erase all these arrows that didn't erase themselves. That'd be a faster way to do this. Oh, there is. Fantastic. Huzzah! Okay. This is gonna be so damn difficult. I think frickin' C3, I think that's where Dan Airwalker wasn't his Victor, whereas the rest of them were kind of poking out. Or inside, actually. I should have them in the right place. Inside D4, D5 on the other side of the circle. And then we had JGX was kind of posted up in a whole bunch of spots. They were strewn out all in the Echo 3-4 and Foxtrot 3-4. holding out there until they got them to push. And Eon pushed straight on through. And I think, like you said, Dario had two of them chase him around from the circle, but it kept him in the circle, which was, as we learned twice now, you have to pay attention to. You gotta have someone in the circle no matter what. And Definitely. Then again, they chased. I think it was Kras or Pasha when they chased out and then engaged the brawl right in that Echo 4 to Foxtrot 4 corner, or Echo 3 Foxtrot 4 corner, right where the hill was, and that's where the rest of it, just by a shitload of arrows there, that's basically what went down. Brawl. Then people Overwatch shooting. It was a beautiful thing.
It was.
So Eon's going to have to make a good showing for these next two drops in Alpine. And I know they have good strats for Alpine, so...
Yeah, there's definitely these are very competitive players, and they, right now you've got JGX up by taking the first 3 games. I'm pretty sure we're going to see Eon getting in there, really buckling down, even more if that's actually possible for these players to get in there, and they really want to take the next couple of wins from JGX.
Yeah, something's going to have to change here.
See the lances being set by Krasnopesky and JGX getting into their positions.
I can tell you right now, it's about to get awesome in this drop.
Are you making a prediction for which mechs you're going to see?
Well, I can't fit Battlemaster in there somehow, so... Or this battle's about to get mastered in drop 4? Maybe that works. I don't know.
And we'll just have to say that this is perhaps a dire situation for Eon. Oh no, the mech puns have come out.
That's right. Things are getting lit in this one.
So these last two games, oftentimes, as I said earlier, challenging because you've already used up those mechs from the first 3 matches. Maximum of 3 uses for each chassis. Assassins are out. Linebackers are out. So these teams are going to pick something else. We're seeing one of the things I love about the 3 chassis rule is that you get to see a wider variety of mechs. You're not going into 5 games like, oh, look, like they've got 2 drop decks. They're all the same each time. You basically get to see new drop decks each round, and I love that about this tournament.
It is a good way of doing it, so you don't max out on comp mechs. Like OP mechs that get used the whole time. It's nice to see. Like you said, drop 2, Assassins and Linebackers. That's an OP brawl deck right there. Now it's gone.
Yes.
Both are basically used. So it's like, what are you going to use now?
Yep. So they move on to the different mechs. We've got JGX indicating that they are all set into their lances, and we'll see what Eon is going to do. Definitely want to make some based on the positions in this map, based on the fact that it's Conquest. You definitely want to have. There's definitely a strategy with where you place people in Alpha, Bravo, or Charlie Lance, where they're going to land.
Yeah. Well, we do have time, and we could look at... Damn it.
We could look at Damn It. I'd like to look at Damn It again. It's been a while. Yes. Yeah, but the kicker really on this map is Gamma. Gamma can just be a real thorn in these teams' side, especially because sometimes you can get down to that close game, and you know, and you're basically fighting over 4 different cap points. Theta is, is getting highly sought after, and somebody sneaks back to get Gamma, and you know it can be too late for the other team. Again, speed a big factor um, in conquest, and particularly on this map where getting Gamma can be critical, or Gamma can become a complete non-issue in this game as both teams just decide to fight it out in the central area with between Eps, Sigma, Theta, and Kappa. Yes. They are, but it's also a sacrifice to send those 2 mechs back, because if the other team is not going for it, you're gonna get that, but you've got 2 mechs out of the game, and that's when the kills come into play. So definitely, it again, that one cap point can create an interesting aspect of the game all on its own. All right, looks like both teams are in the final stages. We've got everybody in. We've got team 1 holding in their lances. We've got team 2 that seems to have separated off into their lances. This will be interesting to see. Oh, they had 8 for a second. A lot of times players are popping out to do something to their mech. Oh, sorry, I forgot my cool shot. But, not on this map. There we go. Well, I'll just have a little sippy sip of my coffee here. Oh, or not, because apparently I've been taking too many sippy sips of my coffee. Alrighty. Well, it's one of the challenges. Yeah. I can hardly imagine I can hardly imagine us, you going doing this live. Because when you're watching the showcast from MetCon and oh, we are green. Let me just click that button before I drink my water here. Run! That's what you get here on in the tournament, people. It's just the reality of the reality. Anywho, Alpine Peaks Conquest, we're getting ready to go. Both teams here to drop, and again, just looking forward to seeing the talent.
Situation for Eon.
And here come the drop ships.
Command coming in. Capture and hold
Oh,
the resource
and
point.
Eon Synergy
Stop
bringing
any
out my
hostiles.
Panther.
Away.
Oh, both teams bring out my Panther. I love you guys. Panther's a OP, baby. But I'll tell you what the rest of Eon Synergy's deck is. Jay-Z and the Panther 9R. 3 Battlemaster 1Gs by Lizzie Colonel Lermgod. As well as Dan Airwalker and a Summoner B. Cubert in the Hellbringer 5/5, I believe. The red in the other Panther. And Buria and the Flea going to take Gamma. And he is, as we just discussed in the thing, there is 2 mechs from the CGX side. Who are they and what are they
Gamma is
bringing?
under enemy control.
We've got JGX, we've got Passion, the Summoner, Data, and the Hellbringer. We have a couple of Battlemasters, Jaguar, Extreme Alex, the Panther, as you pointed out, Dario and that Flea. Obviously going to be a sticker for the Light Pilot, and we've got the Stalker 5S, Navid, and the Wolfhound.
They have resource point Gamma.
Nice little mixed bag there, and let's have a look at their positioning here.
Theta is
Gamma
controlled
getting...
by the enemy.
Oh, we've got that scenario going on in Gamma where we've got one mech versus two over there, and let's have a look and see. I'm going to pop back there and check out what's going on. Does have Overwatch, however, so who is it over there? We've got Navid and Krasnopesky up on the hill in the Wolfhound and Panther. We have down in the bottom, they're trying to get shots on Burya. Burya seemed to get in there, Slivercap Gamma, and is now booking it out of there toward the hill, getting cover. And they are not going to get him. He's got his friend, the Red Goes Faster, over in the Panther, taking care of him, making sure that he's not lost on his own. Navid and Krasnopesky now have to make a decision as to whether they go into Gamma and pick it up or go back to their team and help them.
Yeah, and I think it was smart of the Red to go in there and help his teammate out at Gamma, because I think JGX is going to have a hard time now trying to take these caps. They're taking Theta right now as nobody's got eyes on it. So Dan, I think, was the only guy who could, but he was getting shot at. Smart positioning by Eon, moving in tighter with those Battle Masters and everything to have the 3 cap and try to hold it.
Yep. Red and Burya checking it out, throwing a little fire toward Navid and Kras to make sure to discourage them from taking Gamma, and they succeed in doing that. Back into the main battle.
Point Theta is ours.
Eon already...
Beautiful strike, taking 6% off of Lizzie on that Battlemaster.
Yeah. And Eon already taking a nice piece out of Dargor. He's down below 50%. Positioning is strong, though. Dan Airwalker taking a little bit of a chance walking across this area, and the Summoner, it's going to cost him a little bit. Definitely. We'll see what Keybert decides to do here. I think they want to get together with their team for a positioning. Unfortunately, that is a death march across the Theta area.
Yes, it is. I think Colonel got tapped by that airstrike as well. A lot of softening up with these airstrikes on both sides. As well as
Dario peeking in the corner over here, trying to figure out where people are at.
Controlled by the
and
enemy.
he thinks better of that and heads back toward his team.
Oh, there's too much going on for me.
JGX huddled up behind this hill, trying to make sure that they hold on to. Oh, and there's Burya in there, making sure that Eon has a good thick lead on Theta.
Yeah, it's a tough position for JGX to be in with the Red on the hill, keeping eyes on not only Dario, well, Data as well, and then Navid and the Wolfhound 1, so they are hesitating to go back and backcap Gamma, as they might have to at this point. But some of their mechs are hurt.
They might have to do that if it's going to be hard fighting over those other ones. Navid, I think, here in the Wolfhound is heading back to do just that. He's as well as Dario. Okay, there are a couple of them going back here, and I think they're going to make a play for Gamma.
Well, it looks like Eon's trying to move into position here to take Sigma as well. Unless they're just not? Or just make... I don't know, it seems odd. Pasha in a bad place here, though. I think they know it. I think they smell blood. As he is open torso and CT getting pretty yellow there.
Yeah, caps are critical in this game, and these two teams are definitely going to be close to the wire here. There goes Gamma. Gamma tips over to first Jag.
We have Gamma.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, Burya smartly peeking in this corner to take Sigma away from them. And I don't think Pasha's going to be the guy to hit him. Because he is very, very bad position.
Yeah. Already a few minutes into the game, only Dargor down at this point.
Although Burya's been headshot. Got the yellow face going on here.
Got a little bit passion moving up on the side in that summoner, but he's in pretty bad shape at 39%. Not sure he really wants to get where you've got four Eon mechs to go up against. But still, this is a this map, this cap conquest. You really do have to press those caps because it's going to go back and forth. And right now, Eon poking up over the 500 mark, which has got to be a concern for first Jag.
Well, especially with Eon pushing up on this corner here, they are going to have a tough time. They have their the one friend in the back there near Kappa. It's either he's going to cap or he's going to come back them up.
Yep. Eon just vicious here trying to get this game away from first Jag, and so far doing a good, pulling in the good strategy here. Ahead on the caps, 3-2. They've knocked out 2 of the JGX players, and I can see them getting got a couple players getting a little bit more aggressive now, moving in toward that hill where Jags were holding out.
Big strike on Grolsch right here.
See how that runs.
Oh yeah, he's open center torso and side torso as well.
And holding at the hill, but I think they smell blood here, and I think we're going to see some kills pretty quick. Kappa going down while we've got, but not uncontested. We've got Dario over here trying to sneak Kappa, but having a bit of difficulty because he's taking fire. So he's sneaking in, finally has Kappa, and we've got Dered over here in the Panther. A little bit of smoke coming off of him. Interesting to see if he goes. If he goes and takes tries to take that back. He's definitely pointing in that direction. I think it'd be a solid move.
Great move by Data.
Eon
Sorry, taking out Dan Airwalker. I was waiting for them to finally. I know Crass was trying to take him out.
We're now seeing. Now it's definitely seeing some deaths on Eon's side, but Eon doing a great job on those caps in this race where you really have to stay close. And they're making it really hard for JGX to actually win this game. Krasno and Dario really trying to steal back that cap. They know caps are critical. They're willing to take on Colonel O'Neill and JZ. Dario going to try and sneak Colonel O'Neill down because he's at the lowest percentage. And Colonel trying to twist away. Dario goes down. It's looking like the tides have turned here, and Eon.
Yeah, Colonel with that blood red CT. But now just left with Data. Basically going to fight Buria and the Flea. Then Nevid, the Wolfhound 1.
Yep. Nice little battle over here at Epsilon. And last one standing for JGX is Navid. It's going to go to Eon. With
he might survive the cap here. It's about to be pointed out.
Yeah, there we go. It's 741, 650. There's no coming back from that.
Yeah, that'll be a good game, gentlemen. Eon taking their first drop.
Kappa is under enemy control.
Great work by Eon on that one. Holding the positions below very well. Taking map control from the harder side, from what I've been told.
Nicely done. Let's have a look at the scores on the teams as we look at the damage. Capping obviously critical, but from a scoring perspective, we can see that what have we got here? Lermgod with a stellar 714 in his mech. And just far and away, really making a big difference in there. We've got 478 for Dered, 476 for Lizzie, some 300s in there for Colonel O'Neill and JZ. Over on the other side, 502 is the high score for Data in the Hellbringer. And of course, those smaller mechs playing their part, doing the capping, but definitely Eon's turn this time. Yeah, JGX trying to fight back at every point, trying to retake those caps, trying to take down a couple more players, see if they can weaken them. But at every turn, Eon just pushed back, and basically came out on top each time. Sounds good.
For another unknown amount of MC. Let's run this thing. Oh no, you're there. There we go. Sorry, you don't win nothing.
Did I put Navin on the right side?
Is he with JGX?
As she doubled. He is with JGX, yes. I know. I just want to make sure, you know, just. There we go. What? All right. So both teams are happy there. This is what you were saying, system? With our swap?
Well, I mean, I still think our method was better. You drop team 2, move the team, you bring the other team back in. Then you don't have the problem where it's like, oh man, I switched my mech. Now you know what? I was in that Nova. Now you know I'm in the Nova. Like, hey,
wow.
Hey man, we have the solution.
We told you.
Time to change the rules, Crass. Come on, or Ash, whoever runs this thing. I don't know. Nobody knows.
Only the shadow knows.
Yes.
So we are currently into our last game. It is 3 games for JGX, 1 game for EONtatoes, and this will be, I would like to say this is a decider, but it's not. It's just that we want to see whether Eon or JGX finishes it out in this last one. Again, Alpine, an interesting one. Such a close game last round. So we'll see if JGX tips the scales this time for Alpine, or if Eon again comes up with a strategy that foils the first Jaguar guards.
Yeah. I think my kill numbers are correct. Taking a look at that sweet map tactic map. Had a lot of the JGX originally run to... Oh, that's the wrong color. Man.
Hey, quick question for you. How do you get that mech highlight on the bottom right corner you had there?
That
shows you how damaged the mech is.
Press P to give you mouse control. Click on the mech with the left trigger, and then click right click will bring up the mech itself and what he's got, what his damage is. It's kind of a pain in the ass. You have to find the mech and click it while he's moving.
No problem. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I know I've only got about 20 commands here. I'm trying to work on the joys of shoutcasting.
All the buttons got to be pushed.
Got to push all the buttons, and you got to push them the right way. It's just the way you need to do it.
Yeah, so I mean, when we looked at it, we had I can't even remember who from Eon went to Gamma originally, but I know DeRed came to back him up because we had Pasha and somebody else overwatching from the far side, as well as JGX taking
Yeah,
Epsilon Hotel.
just seeing a note in chat about this being stock mix. I'm sure that question's already been answered, but no, there are no stock loadouts in this. It's basically bring whatever you want. There are some limitations. 3 chassis maximum. You can bring 1 chassis a maximum of 3 times. So that's one of the limitations. And there are some limitations with regard to the hero and champions.
Distract them. I gotta go beat my children.
Great. I'll just be distracting you with information from the tournament. Here, let's have a look at the rules. Alrighty. Roster and team grid, scheduling, all sorts of great things. Each match consists of 5 drops. We already know that. The first 3 games are set. Drop 1, drop 2, drop 3 are set maps. Drop 4 and 5 are maps chosen by the team via map elimination. So that's why you'll see those change. It makes it difficult for the teams to plan in advance what mechs they're going to bring, which means they could bring something in drop 1, 2, and 3, and then, well, just wish they had it for drops 4 and 5. So I like that aspect of it. Just another little challenge for the teams to deal with. You can use all consumables in all of the drops, and the authorized mechs are basically they can use 1 hero mech or 1 mech with hero omnipods once each drop. So basically, if you want to bring one each time, that would be 5 hero mechs per team each match. The hero mech has to be currently purchasable in game for MC, or loyalty mechs purchasable only for MC can be used instead. With the exception that only mechs that are available for purchase, with that exception only, the mechs that you can bring have to be purchasable with C-bills. If a new mech is released for purchasing with C-bills or MC in week 2, then it cannot be played till week 3. So some of the mechs that were released, basically, they were allowed to use them, but only the week after. So that's just a ton of chassis you've got allowed. And just having a look here. So again, hero mechs allowed, founders, gold mechs. If you want to bring your gold mech out, you absolutely can, but your mechanic's going to be complaining afterwards in the mech bay because it's expensive to fix those babies. And yeah, I know, but expensive to fix. Yeah. There you go. Oh, I had one of the pilots that I played with whose wife bought it as a birthday present. Here's your gold mech, honey. Enjoy. I thought that was awesome. Yeah, me too. Alrighty. Just waiting for Eon to let us know if they are set. Looks like they've been moving around in lances. They have all 8 players in. This is a good thing. And this will be our last match. After the game, we'll have interviews with the team captains.
Have they said yes?
If they say yes. System always manages to persuade them, so I have faith in you, System.
That is good.
Krasno inquiring again if Eon has actually locked. Just waiting to get the team set up here. And thank you for that reminder. So after three games going to JGX, we are, and the fourth game going to Eon. We're into the last game. We'll see which team gets it. And again, I think Eon really has pulled it tight, making sure that they've got people doing exactly what they need them to do. And JGX, really, again, all of these players are world-class players, but when you get down to the actual game, anything can happen. Yep, that can happen. And uh, awesome. So we've got indications that I can see the Lance moving around here for GGX. And we are going to be go in just a moment here. Interesting. Again, this map with the conquest points, definitely have to pay attention to where your mechs are dropping. You can possibly tell based on where how somebody's positioning their lances, what they're going to do, their beginning strategy. From there, after the first couple of minutes, everything just goes in a completely different direction. So it's really only the first couple of minutes that you can plan for. But that first couple of minutes, especially with the cap points like Gamma, can be very, very important. All right, we have all set. We are waiting for the green, and we are Thunderbirds are waiting for Jaguar. Almost. Hold. Hold. There we go. We are green. Launching into this last game between these two amazing teams, EONtatoes and First Jaguar Guards. Looking forward to this. Excellent.
If they put in Halo music in this, that would be awesome.
What kind of music?
Halo music. Like Halo 3.
Blasphemy!
Just when it's this intense.
All right, what have you got over there with Eon Synergy?
I'm staring at Dan Airwalker and a Hunchback 2CA, Lizzie. Lizzie and Jay-Z in the Stalker 5S's. Oh, sorry, Lerm got as well in a Stalker 5S. Got Qbert in the Hunch. Oh, it's Hellbringer, damn it. I hate that HBR. The Red in the Incubus 4, Colonel O'Neill in the Shadow Cat, and Burya in my Panther 9R again. What's the first Jaguar looking like?
I'm looking at two Panthers, Krasnopesky and Navid in the Panthers, two Stalkers, Jaguar and Grolsch, and then we've got a Flea for Dario, the Battlemaster for Extreme Alex, Summoner Prime for Pasha, and the Hellbringer for Data. Here they go. We've got both teams moving out. We've got three mechs from Eon moving over to Gamma. Checking out that hill. They want it.
Jay-Z, yeah, not realizing there's nobody there. Panther, like what Grass is doing here. He's got that sweet camo on his Panther, trying to blend in with the grass. By grass, I mean snow. Same with Extreme Alex. With the brown.
It's under there somewhere.
Yeah, or well, it might be all rock. I don't know. I didn't design it. But I think Eon kind of missing the opportunity to take the 3 cap on this one because they're about to get Sigma Kappa Theta on the JGX side.
We have Gamma.
They really are. Let's have a look.
They were
here.
hard assuming there was going to be a Gamma from Gamma push on JGX side, but yeah, they've now lost that opportunity. Shoot these kids.
I don't think that's allowed.
Not yet. When I get my hands on this. A beautiful
There we
strike
go.
down on Jay-Z, taking him down 92%, I believe.
JGX just thoroughly capping everybody, getting the whole caps on those. You can see both teams not wanting to have a capping problem. So it's going to be interesting now because the fight it looks like the fight, they're centralizing it by giving Gamma a 100% cap. It's going to be very expensive for First Jag to go back there and reclaim it from them. So the fight will most likely be taking place here in the central area over these 4 cap points. And we can see Eon making kind of a wall across their side and protecting against their cap points. But they've got to move in there. They need that other cap.
Yeah,
point.
Bury and Red here definitely trying to make a push for Kappa here, but I do not think JGX is going to let that slide.
And System bringing in his son to give us a little bit of extra casting there.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. We will hope we don't charge extra for that, man. And what are we having a look here? Both teams just really hanging out with each other, having some good times, throwing some strikes over to the other side, and chilling, trying to see what that other team is doing. But we're gonna see Eon. We're gonna see Eon pushing in here, picking up that other cap
I was trying to find Den Airwalker, who's in his hunchback, 77%. He's on that low ground. I don't know if that's a good place for him to be.
Yeah, we've got Navid up here in the Panther, way up in the back, just getting Overwatch, and
not a bad place to be. Bit high, but not a bad place. Like I said, him having Overwatch is definitely a great idea for JGX. It's a fast enough mech where he can get back to help.
Yeah, when you're a talented sharpshooter though, like Navid, you can go up there and be effective.
No one seems to be really caring about him too much, so...
Nope. Both teams being very cautious, holding their spots. Eon's got to be getting a little bit nervous here again with the being down on that 1 cap point. And I would say JGX is just holding and chilling and hoping they can keep Eon out of there for as long as possible. The longer they keep them out, the more desperate Eon's going to become.
Yeah, I think Data's probably the only one in a bad position here. He's kind of in a crossfire from where Dered was to where the rest of Eon is. But you can see Eon trying to make the... whatever shape... they're making this nice U shape on the map, like they are going to somehow crush in on JGX, but...
Yeah, or find themselves a position somewhere where they can take over a cap point. They're all very, very close to Kappa, several very close to Kappa, ready to drop down on that. Also Theta. Let's have a look and see what they challenge first, because there's got to be a challenge coming here. And I'm having a look at Pasha over on the other side. I don't know if Pasha knew what was waiting for him. I don't know if he'd be popping up there right now.
Yeah, it's hard to say who's winning the trades on this one. I think JGX was doing good in the beginning, but I'm wondering if Eon is starting to win these trades.
They might be winning the trades, but they've really got to step it up for their capping at this point. They're not going to be able to go into an all-out brawl, kill them, and just go cap happy. They're going to have to get something, and they're going to have to get it soon.
Well, they're working hard on Pasha here because they probably figure he's out of position, which he kind of is, and they're trying to take Kappa. JGX doing a good job not letting them take it. The strike might do something on Colonel O'Neill too. He might not like it. Oh, huge hit on Colonel O'Neill, bringing him down to 47%.
Painful. So JGX doing a great job of guarding those precious cap points that they've picked up, positioning themselves so no matter where Eon goes, they're going to pay for that cap point.
And it's hard to... oh, Pasha probably going to be in a bad position here.
And again, they've knocked it over the 500 mark, 546, 375. That is a dangerous, dangerous place to be in the cap points. With all mechs alive at this point. I'm really just working. I'm really wondering when Eon's going to push
Well,
in
this might be
here.
their push with Lizzie and Qbert down towards Sigma.
Yep.
They took out Pasha, and Pasha had that good strike that just tapped Lizzie before he passed out from total drinks managed.
True. All right, and we've got a movement back onto Kappa. We've got movement going on Sigma.
Oh yeah, they are pushing JZ, Lermgod, and Burya.
Yep. And here it comes.
I know JGX still in a high cap position here, 620 to 420.
Yeah, Dan Arawalker feeling very secure over there as his teammates march in and occupy JGX. And and
I don't know, if I was Crass, I might be getting the heck out of there trying to go back at Gamma. Because they can take all 3 cap points here right now. Data in a bad position, Gross Dargor all in bad positions.
What do you think? Can they do it, Belmont? I think that Eon waited a little bit long on this, but they're definitely going in for. They're definitely aggressive.
It was smart position because then push them back so they can't take the caps back, unless they had, like I said, Crass in the Panther. He could rush and get out of there.
So they've currently taken back 2 out of the points. So there's only Sigma now for JGX. Okay, so they've gotten aggressive. They're going to see if they can hold these points. How expensive is it going to get? Both teams have 3 down.
Well, and Sigma's critical. They have to keep it.
Yeah.
But JGX doing a good job. You still got Gross Dargor and Crass here.
Sigma is a big point here. 722. They have to have Sigma in order to stop them from crossing over. And it is, we've got Dario and that Flea just desperately trying to keep that cap point away from Qbert. We've got Lizzie who's trying to shoot down Dario. Dario goes down. They've taken Sigma.
Perfect. Yeah, Data killing Qbert, who was in there, taking it.
Oh, and they've picked up Kappa again. Neutralize Kappa. Sigma is the critical point. I'm not seeing...
Lizzie left it. She's off the point. Or he, is off the point, trying to come back. But yeah, that'll be it. That's game for JGX.
That's it.
Just too late.
No! It is... It is not too late. They've held it at 1 point below the cap. This is amazing. I can't believe this. So now it is up to... Check out the teams. They're going down. We've got Lizzie as the last one. All they have to do is cap 1 first Jag, and they'll take it. And this is what they're doing on Theta and Kappa. We're going to see it click over here.
Oh, wow. And they're still 3-1.
There we go.
Crazy win by JGX over Xeon Synergy in that one.
Hey. When you watch that cap clock clicking down, and it's like 7:45, 46, 47, 48, and holding at 49. But it only bought them a few seconds as they couldn't hold those other 2 cap points. And so we have the last game going to first Jaguar guards.
Yeah.
Well, that was beautiful, Belmont.
Crazy good games from these 2 teams.
Yeah. Really enjoyable to see these 2 teams out there pulling out different strategies for every single map. We had 1 all-out brawl, but everything else, just the strategy. This last one kind of kept me on the edge of my seat. I just kept trying to push Eon out there, get some pep, and they had a plan for it, but they came up just short.
Yeah, just short. Lizzie at 82%. And I thought they had a good push coming in there. They had a beautiful strategy coming in just a little late, and then the mechs dying at the end when they could have had those sweet finishes and not had JGX go and get the back cap.
Definitely. And I'll need those scores from you because I missed out. I was still checking out how everything was going. So I missed the damage report on that if you want to send that over to me.
I have sent it to you. But Dargor A7X with 796 damage in that Stalker 5S, then 551, 379, 300, 295 on the JGX side. Only Extreme Alex and that Battlemaster 1G getting 153, not having a good day. But on the Eon side, Lizzie with 543 damage, Qbert 506, Den in 363, Lermgod 338, and then JZ 232, 184 for the Red, Colonel with 167. Just a great good matchup on numbers there too. Just a lot more. Yeah, Dargo with 8 component destructions. Grolsch and the other stalker with 7. Data with 5. I mean, Data was doing a lot of long range work, but basically was being touched by everybody at all times because he was high on that ridge, being seen, just showing off.
So again, 4 games going to JGX, 1 game going to Eon. All games really, really solid effort by both teams. And in a minute, we'll have interviews for you to wrap it up and see the perspective of the people who are on the teams.
Assuming they remember we're here, just tell them. I know teams like doing their AAR report, as Lizzie probably really wants to do an AAR report with Eon, but I mean, we're important too, you know.
Only a little bit, though.
Lizzie is not happy, but she will come. Still trying to add up scores here.
Just waiting on, we'll be doing some final interviews, getting some insight into the games from each team. Again, we had those great 5 games. We had that, we had the first game, Tourmaline, that long range game with trades and some great capping by Dario. Game 2, taking it out to Caustic, domination, and that all out brawl. Game 3 over on Caustic, a completely different match with some a little bit more caution there, a little bit more strategy, and game 4 with really critical map control on Alpine Peaks, and Eon taking that game and then turning it around, JGX turning it back around again on game 5 with the really with a really close match there. At the end, the 749 was pretty close, but I think we could see that JGX was really putting themselves in a strong position from the start of that game.
Well, while we're late, let me run one more Mech Bay giveaway as I... Oh, Data's here.
Hello, guys. Good evening.
No time for a giveaway.
Hello. How's it going, Data?
We are a bit under stress, but
Yes.
doing fine. At least this year we are practicing 2 days a week. That's already an improvement from last year. So, I think we should just wait for Lizzie.
Sounds
Yeah, he
good.
said he was coming. He didn't seem like he wanted to, so...
Little color commentary in the back from Mini System.
Oh, he's the worst. But great win on your guys' side. Great job. Great matches.
Thanks. We did our best. We practiced a bit and we tried to learn from our mistakes. Also, we are trying to try new pilots, give them a chance. That's why we are rotating people every now and then. We haven't established yet what's our top 8 setup. That's why I'm basically rotating people every time. But we're doing what we can. Hey, Lizzie.
Hello. How's it going, Lizzie? Good job out there.
Do you guys want to discuss the games one by one?
Let's go through the games one by one, starting with the first game, that first game on Tourmaline with the really great strategies, the long range trade. How did that come together for you?
We did what we used to do since like the very beginning, which is like the hill we call the GSJX hill, the place in which the two annihilators were, and then we added on top of that strategy what Eons did to us 2 years ago, because we were in their spawn, they were in our spawn, we went aggressive with their large laser supernovas, Hellbringers, and they had the same positioning we were using now. We did the exact same thing they did to us, but with a better position on the GSJX hill. So the idea to put the Daka Basp on the side came up pretty late, but one thing that was gonna be OP, I mean, that's OP, we know we're gonna do that for sure, was the 3 Annihilators with ER Larges and the Virago. Because this map, with this tonnage, is just ER Large trading, not Daka. We have practiced multiple times to repel pushes from multiple angles with only ER Larges, and on this map at this tonnage, it just works.
Well, it was how do I say it? We made a call to push because we actually like destroyed their assaults initially. Like Annihilators got like really wrecked. The Annihilators were on the alpha drop, yeah. And we were also down on caps, and we had no like means to actually fight back those caps since like JJX had a lot of larges, so it's really easy for them to cover caps. But then one person, I'm gonna say who it is, like in the middle of a push, he said, "No, don't push." So like it ended up like me and Jay-Z crossing over the open space, and the Annihilators stayed behind, and it resulted in me dying, like, and Jay-Z getting crit out, like, and yeah, that's pretty much was the game right there. Like, I don't know, Annihilators didn't do jack shit after all. Like, I don't know, I'm really actually mad about this drop because it was like really won, but then like one really bad voice like ruined the whole fucking drop, in my opinion, at least. So, but I mean, it's kind of expectable. Like, it had to backfire on us eventually because, like, only me and Den are playing like the game right now. Like, we had no scrims this season. I think we had maybe one scrim against PHL, and like, it wasn't that helpful since like PHL has kind of unique strats. Let's put it that way. And yeah, I don't know, like better prepared teams just like roll us. We even lost to RGF, which like I think it's our first loss to RGF ever. So something to think about, I guess.
One bad voice on your side, you can have, one thing going wrong on your side, and then, a number of things going right, like on, for JGX, having Dario doing such a great job of capping, it's definitely going to be a challenge. So yeah, making those mistakes, unfortunately, is costly. But on to game two. Game two, Caustic, looks like somebody just said, give her push and brawl.
But it's evident by the, if you just think what's the current status of the game balance, if you just exclude drops in which, like Alpine Peaks, of course it's lasers, it's long range. The first one, of course you need Daka and ER Larges, it's a heavy tonnage, but in terms of mid tonnage drops, by the current status of the game meta, brawling is completely and absurdly overpowered. It's like brawling is crazy overpowered at the moment. Oh, yeah. So once you see something that it's so overpowered, you just can just spam it and just go in. It's an obliged choice. There is no other alternative.
Was that the reason for the linebacker assassin lineup?
Because the assassins are bugged like shit and they don't reg the damage, and the linebackers have bugged hitboxes like shit and they don't reg the damage. It's how it is. Assassins and linebackers are bugged. They don't reg properly. That's why everyone spams them in comp. It's maybe on the assassin, it's a debugged jump jet. the linebacker is maybe it's just the good hitbox. If you check hitbox localization, it's a PDF you can find easily. It has like perfect hitboxes, the linebacker. It tanks with the arms, tanks with the torsos. The assassin, just you spam the jump jet and it doesn't rage.
Yep.
I kind of disagree about like brawling being overpowered. To be honest, I just think that no teams at the moment have like the synergy to pull off like to receive the pushes like with like maybe other decks like kind of AC2s whatever. Like it requires really good like team cohesion and really like preparation, and I don't know, like we at least for sure can do that right now, but I don't know, I think it's doable.
Well, damage wise, for like I said, for range, it's definitely brawling, but I know what you mean there. It's definitely how you play it too.
It's just that it's too easy. You know,
Yeah, just brawling is easier to play in general. You just like go to the face, just like press W, yeah, like, and it's really kind of hard to miss like from 100 meters. So it's easier to play like stopping like pushes with like AC2s from like 600 meters is actually extremely hard. Like people think like AC2s are OP or like easy to play, or like not really.
No.
And like if like teams were in their like best shapes and really practiced, then I think yeah, you would see some like AC2s like receiving those pushes and stuff.
I was expecting
right now
to do that. I was expecting you to do
like
honestly.
No. When we like got rolled by PHL on one of the pushes, I said like no more receiving the pushes. Like we're not in the shape to do that. Like I don't know. To be honest, I expected that we're gonna lose to you. Like I don't know. The team is in a pretty bad shape right now. So
well, not like
no
you said, not bad
guess.
shape. You're just not here enough. You're not doing enough in game to.
No, it is a bad shape. Like when you lose to RGF, it is a bad shape. Like it's like I don't know. Don't want to trash talk RGF, but like we never lost to them like ever.
I have a feeling they've improved a bit in these. Last
yeah, they did improve. I'll give them props. Like they played like much better than they played on the first week, but still like.
Moving on to the next, where you guys flip sides. There, the first one, as you just talked about, was just straight out brawl, but definitely a little bit more cautious on the second one. Still pretty close range. What happened there?
Well, if I had the possibility to drop 6 linebackers and 6 assassins, I would have done again 3 linebackers, 3 assassin, a Vulcan, which is basically another assassin, and a Piranha. But since those mechs are done, we had to come up with something else. Honestly, another good setup is 3 Arctic Wolves and 3 Crabs, because the Crabs tank. But on a hot map, you can't use Crabs. That's why I said, okay, Night Gear, AC2s with a gigantic targeting computer, so you just can't miss. Full velocity and farm the legs. That's it. We had miscommunication on their Piranhas, because I said, oh, they're trying to gank our Overwatch with Piranhas. We need someone to come back. There was a problem on comms, and I started yelling at someone until an assassin came back to help us. I don't know what happened to Jaguar in that match. Maybe got ganked, most likely. But the idea of having just a couple of AC2 boats and a gigantic brawling deck works. The Blackjack was our weak point because it was not meant to do that. We were expecting Eons to run Dragons because Eons have always farmed us with Dragons on this map. So I was expecting 3 Dragons on the side. That's why I said take Blackjack. If I was expecting a rush, I would have changed the Blackjack for something like a 5 medium pulse Vindicator or some another Arctic Wolf if we have one.
Well, yeah, because Lizzie, you guys, Eon brought a weird deck as well with the Mad Dog, the good Kentaro 18s, but then the red.
Yeah, so like right now, like these drop 2 and 3, especially in Caustic, they're kind of for rock paper scissors.
Yes.
We didn't know what to expect from JGX because they kind of played like against PHL recently. They just full on brawled on both drops, I think. Against RGF previously, they played 1 or 2 Overwatch max with the largest, so I was kind of expecting like them to maybe bring like AC2s on 1 drops, which happened, but like other guys, well, Denair and the Reds, the ones who made this threat with me, they kind of expected that it will be just brawl on both drops. So and we wanted to have like a mech that can like kind of receive the push and do some damage on approach while enemies are approaching, but not like AC2s, because we actually, I don't know, AC2s kind of fell out of favor with us for the drops 2 and 3, at least for now. So I don't know. We ended up with Victor, but we kind of knew that it was a garbage deck, honestly. Like, we didn't know what to do with the second caustic drop, so we just kind of threw whatever we had together, and it kind of went as expected. It went really poorly.
Yeah, the second drops.
I think we also pushed kind of poorly. I don't know. It was like not good.
Well, when you watch the replay about how you pushed, you guys definitely got caught off by 2 mechs.
The Mad Dog pushed alone.
I pushed. I don't know. I pushed first. I think I was the slowest mech, but somehow I pushed first. I don't know.
Well, I mean, LearnGod still got the highest damage in that match, and that Kintaro with 591. But yeah,
that's why I'm like surprised, because I think Kintaros are faster than me, but somehow I ended up being first. And we kind of pushed like in a, I don't know how you say it, in a snake. I don't know, like 1 by 1 through over the Caldera, and it was a shitty deck and a shitty push. Like, not much to say. Like, if on drop 2, JJX kind of beat us fair and square. Like, it was almost mirror decks. They just played better. Drop 3, I think it was not trying to like take away from JJX, but I think it was just like a garbage deck and like our huge misplay.
Honestly, I was surprised that you didn't bring your Bushwalkers with 2 LB10s and a snub nose.
They're pretty bad right now. Like, knowing the tendencies of the, like, most teams are going legs right now, and like Bushwhackers, after they lost the leg quirks, they die really fast. I don't know. Not a good bank.
All right, so on to game 4. That one was taken by Eon. What did you do differently in that one, Lizzie? Although I know with all of them, your team's basically trying to get in there, get that win. But game 4 definitely went your way.
I think we just traded better. That's all, I think. And I think we caught this Battlemaster out of position early. Like, it also was a huge...
yeah, because that was the one where Extreme and Jaguar got hurt quickly over that ridge on the north end of the map.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised that they like were in such out of position, because it's almost a common sense that like team 2 goes to like set up around Sigma, and they should have expected that by now something should be approaching Sigma. And I think Data or whoever was in like Hellbringer even saw us like go into Sigma, and then we just see like Battlemaster standing like in the open, like full profile. He was not even hill peeking, he was like full profile in the open, and I'm like, okay, it'll get this guy, whatever. Surprisingly, we didn't kill him though, but okay, we like crippled him at least.
It went exactly how he said, but I think it was a gigantic misplay by Jaguar, mainly on this one, on the Battlemaster, but also the other 2 assaults weren't playing fine. I mean, if from my position, Hotel 7, I was like 1700 meters away, missing 2 strikes at that distance far at the back, I was still able to get 500 damage. It means that the EON players were just standing out in the open getting farmed. I have no idea how the fuck our assaults managed to fuck up this game. I'll have to review the game. I just no idea how the fuck did they manage to
bring out the paddles.
No, it's
bring out the F-bombs.
Now, we always underline when we do wrong things, like right in the teeth with no hesitation. And if it's so, then It's the only way you have to improve. Admit when someone does wrong. And in fact, Darko, the next game, was like, okay, now I'm gonna do everything to do my best, and he farmed a shitload of damage. This game, I think that their lights did it from the top. The India 9 lights were a pain in the ass for most of us. So I think great play from EON lights from the top of these mountains.
Oh yeah. Top of the mountain. Yeah, I think that was the red as well. I can't remember who was that.
Yep. The Red practiced Panther a lot in 2017 when we were like searching which lights we want to play in World Championship. We like tried almost every single light, and for quite some time we just ran 2 Panthers, so they had a lot of practice in those maps.
And the next game, on the last game, I didn't understand why EONs decided to start like this. Because honestly, if you start like that, we have 3 cups for free.
Yeah.
That was an interesting game because I think, Belmont and I are sitting back here going, when is Eon going to go in? When is Eon going to go in?
It was a weird start because you guys were expecting that Gamma push, and you seemed like you hesitated on going to Theta.
Yes, we were. Yeah, sorry, interrupting you.
No problem.
Yeah, so it was a little bit of a slow start on our part, and then it was a wrong call by dinner. He said Stalkers to push on Kappa, but they should have probably went to where I and Kubert went, closer to Sigma. Yeah. Also, we didn't expect GGX to set up that far, so we thought we were going to be in somewhat of a range to trade with them. But yeah, they set up really far, so we should have moved up closer to them earlier. And yeah, 2 of the Stalkers went the wrong way. Well, it was called for them to go there, but it was a wrong call. And honestly, I didn't catch that and didn't stop that either. So it was just a bad call and a little bit of a slow start.
Yeah, it was a good push. It was just,
our side.
Just a bit too late, like you said, and then just didn't go.
No, it wasn't really a good push because Stalkers had to push on the left for the open. If they set up like with me on Sigma, we would have. No offense, JJX. I think we would have crushed there, like Battle Masters and Hellbringers. Like we were winning trades, I think, up until some point. But then, yeah, Stalkers got destroyed in the open.
I don't think so. But, I mean, stats-wise, I'll need to check them, but I don't think that the trades always ever went in your favor on the last game. I'll need to check the video.
I think for a little bit they were, but not on you, Data. Like you were in a place where you were getting crossfire, but it wasn't doing a lot. But you were always getting hit, basically.
I think they were. I don't know. In general, I say that if they went to my position, like I had really good trades against like their main body there. So if they were there with me, I think it would have been it would have went better. But in the open, yeah, they got destroyed.
It was definitely a weird one because I definitely thought when Eon came in on GGX towards Theta, or it was the K7, K6 area where the last of the guys, JJX guys were. I thought it was going to go very differently. I thought JJX was done, and then Eon kept... I wasn't fully watching that part, but you guys kept going down. And that's when Crass went to Kappa, they took Theta, and you were stuck by Sigma. Because whoever was with you in Sigma went down, Lizzie.
I don't know, it's in general... for me, at least, it's really hard for me to call something when I don't have confidence in like the teammates. After the first drop, I lost the confidence. I stopped like doing any calls basically. So I'm actually really frustrated about the first drops. I think like the other drops were like okay, but the first drop like really frustrated me.
Is that something that can happen sometimes, though, after, you've had a lot of intensity and the team taking it easy, practicing, and then you pull it together for a tournament like this, and people just haven't quite pulled it together, just just with life and wanting to have a little time off.
Yeah, true, but just for like from people who play together for like 2 years, actually more now. I don't know, kind of disappointing to get stuff like this, but I guess again, like we're in terrible shape right now, like so.
Well, you've been.
Yeah, like I said, something to think about.
Well, how was?
It is when you're at the top, only the best will do.
Well, you've been playing with Black Omen a lot too. So how has that been affecting this?
I was playing in Black Omen just like as a regular pilot, and I didn't even like participate in most of the scrims and discussions because like the time was not very good for me. Well, it's basically when when they asked me when we were talking about me playing with them, I just said that I want to just play like.
Yeah, you're just
don't
a
really want to
pilot.
do any. Yeah. So it was basically me like come in like I don't know waking up for 5 a.m. like looking at the spreadsheet like okay what is this why are we playing this okay I guess I'll play this and just roll with the whatever they had prepared. I don't always necessarily agree with what they did, but again I was in no position to like change it, so I just played.
Yeah, it's definitely hard to be in that position.
No, it's not necessarily hard, but
Well, stuff you wouldn't do, but you said yes to do it, and you're like, but I don't like the way this is working.
Oh yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Good. Well, thanks for talking with us. It was definitely 5 great games to watch. Definitely enjoyed it. I know there's frustration at a few points in there, but from a viewer perspective, it was really great to watch.
And thank you, streamers, for the great stream. And I will hope we'll put up a great show next week as well. Win or lose. I hope it'll be a great show. Anyways.
Sounds good.
Yeah, thanks guys for coming.
All right.
Thanks for the games. Good win for JGX.
All right.
A good loss for Ian, yeah.
See you guys. I'm gonna go. Cheers.
Yeah.
Take care.
Well, that was good.
All right, system. I guess we have a little giveaway. Do we have a giveaway, or have we already given away the
I
giveaway?
should finally give away this other mech bay.
Let's give away another mech bay. Everybody needs a little mech bay.
Since everyone's been here waiting patiently.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us for these matches with these 2 great teams. Obviously, you can hear a little bit of frustration there from Lizzie because when you're at the top, you have high expectations of your team. So I'm sure there will be some conversations there. Sounds like Data and his team are getting some great strategies together, working on it. And it's definitely showing in the numbers it showed today how they brought things together.
Sorry, just trying to kill people out of the out of the giveaway. And let's roll it.
System rolling for the giveaway. Good luck, everybody. I hope you get yourself a mech. Wait, we only have one. We can't give everybody one, can we?
I don't have enough garages for everybody here.
Mech base for no, can't do it.
Budget restraints, you know how it goes.
Yep. They only give us so much.
And it's not very much.
Yep.
And Midget Explosion! Holler at me.
Congratulations.
Whisper me, System Belmont.
Midget Explosion.
Get you some mech bay, my friend. One mech bay. Sorry. That's the
just
way,
one.
That's
just
the way
for
it
you.
goes around here.
That's it. Yeah.
Well, it was a great 4-1 win by JGX, and I can't remember.
Thanks for having me. Have a great week, everybody.